Convicted cop killer Vernon Madison will not die tonight. A temporary stay of execution has now been extended.
Madison was scheduled to die by lethal injection at 6 o'clock. That was delayed around 5:30, but the state still had until midnight to carry out the execution, but that has changed.
Fox 10 News reporter Lee Peck is outside the prison. Lee, this is Madison's second reprieve.
That's right. You'll remember back in May, his attorneys argued he had dementia and no longer understood why he was being executed based on a series of strokes. Well, today's argument was based on judicial override. And what that means is Vernon Madison had 3 trials. All of them had guilty verdicts. The third and final trial in 1994, a jury found him guilty and recommended life in prison. But the judge in the case overrode that ruling and gave him the death penalty. Well, Alabama's judicial override was repealed last year, and Madison's attorneys are arguing, let's go back and take a look at this and see if we can't change things and kind of make it retroactive. That was really the argument today in a nutshell, among other things that the U.S. Supreme Court was having to look into. And for whatever reason, they decided not to lift that temporary stay of execution and did not move forward with the execution. Now, Vernon Madison has been on death row in Alabama for more than 3 decades. In 1985, he shot and killed Mobile police officer Julius Schulte in cold blood. Ever since then, he's been on death row for 32 years. And to kind of give you some perspective, there are 182 inmates serving time on Alabama's death row currently. Among those, 46 have served more than 10 years. That's about the average time for an inmate to serve on death row in Alabama as the appeals process plays out. 41 inmates have served more than 15 years. And get this, an additional 50 inmates have served more than 20 years on Alabama's death row. And tonight, that still includes Vernon Madison, whose attorneys have bought him more time. Now, the next step in this whole process, the Alabama Attorney General's office will request another execution date from the Alabama Supreme Court. No word yet on when that'll happen. At Holman Correctional Facility, Lee Peck, Fox 10 News.